What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Life at the Hamids. Today's such a lovely day, and this video was taken immediately after we got back from our trip to Turkey. And as you can see, everything is growing well, and the tomatoes have gone red. Loads and loads of the tomatoes have gone red, and this was a matter of 10 days since the last video that I've actually published. So today I'm going to be taking you through a tour of what's ripe, what I'm harvesting, and how everything's going. But you just saw my money makers, and those were my sweet millions. These are the black moons and artesian bumblebees, if I remember. The runner beans over here, I put some extras on the side and they've done well. I've got some harvest there, even though they've got some sort of disease and they're not doing so well in terms of the leaves. They've given me a nice amount of beans just over 10 days. These are my Sakura cherry tomatoes and San Marzano, and they're doing alright. None of them have ripened yet, but they're doing okay. We've got a side shoot that's gone enormously long, but couldn't get it out, so we'll deal with it later. Now if you look at these are the sweet million. You can see some of them have split. That happens when you're overwater or there's inconsistent watering. But look at that. Look at those stems and the abundance of fruit that this plant gives you. Yeah, people don't like it sometimes because they think they're small cherries, but the flavor on these I really like, and they really make a good tenga. The sweet corn did really well. I've got so many cobs growing on here. Not all of them are ripe, but you can tell that the corn's actually starting to develop. So I think a few more days, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start harvesting these. So we got an achuki curry here growing. It's a little bit on the small side, but still something better than nothing. But look at all these cobs. Right now I'm going to have to see once I harvest them whether putting the F1 varieties together works or doesn't work, whether it affects the quality of the taste of the corn, and whether they're even edible. So we'll find that out, and I will definitely let you know. If we move on to the squash now, we've got our Ichiki curry, we've got our blue Hubbard, and we've got our sunshine squash over here. Now the ones here didn't do as well as the ones at home, so I've only got a few. I'm not complaining. I've got a couple here. First year in the allotment, it's not done so bad, and it's probably attributed towards me not basically watering consistently and being on top of things. The ones at home I was able to water more consistently, and they've done very well. So these are the heirloom tomatoes that I've got, and they're doing really good. The only problem here is the weight of the tomatoes have made them fall down. I've been able to clean them up, but you know what? They should be alright. I'll just put something underneath them. But look at them. So many. So many. I'm just going to think about a different way to support them. I think I will be ending up next year doing these determinate varieties with a cage instead. But look at that. So many. I think we just passed the Bulgarian ones. They take a little longer to go pink. They're pink rather than red when they're ripe. This year's been amazing with my French beans. I'm really happy. I've got so many growing, and there's just so many flowers. My Uri beans, which are these, the Hyacinth beans, they've not done so much. I've got a few, enough for maybe a couple of curries or dishes. So I'm not complaining, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them go to seed, so I've got more seed for next year, and they've acclimatized to my area. But look at that. Everywhere I look, I've got the French beans growing. These are the green ones. I've got purple ones as well growing, and it's amazing. Now usually what I do is I do the dwarf French runner beans and grow those, and I get a few. I don't think I'll ever do that again. If you want to fill in space and you want to interplant, then yeah, I suggest that. But if you have the space for climbing, then I highly recommend that you do that. I think I've possibly got a few too many plants of the French runner beans because I'm quite overwhelmed with how many I can see. However, next year I think what I'm going to do, I did this last time too, is I did too many runner beans and I was sick of runner beans. However, French beans, I think with my cooking style are more versatile. I can put them in the stir fries, I can put them in the curries, I can make something with eggs for breakfast. there's more variety. I think the runner beans, I didn't feel that I could do. There's options, but for me and my wife's personal taste, we didn't find that there was many things that we'd like mixing them with. Just to give you an idea of how prolific these runner beans are, this is what I've already harvested, and you saw what was on the plants and the flowers, so you know how much yield you'll roughly get from the plants. Now let's go on to the cucumbers. The cucumbers have actually done really well. I've come back and we've got some that are ready to pick. Any bigger and I'd be in a danger that they'd actually stop growing more fruit, because what it is once they start to get to their right size, they start to make their seeds, they basically won't make any more. So the idea is that you just want to keep picking, and you'll get lots and lots more from the plant, because that's its main thing. It wants to basically reproduce, isn't it? And if you keep picking them, it'll just keep going and making more cucumbers. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove all the ones that are getting to a decent size. But you can see there's a nice amount, and these are Bangladeshi cucumbers. They're very nice. If you've not tried them, definitely they're one to try. If you do want seeds, I'm going to keep some. Just leave a comment down below, and what I'll do is I'll try to send you out some seeds. Now this year, believe it or not, is the first year that I've ever been fortunate enough to try figs. I've come across them in my life before, but they just didn't appeal to me. Now look at that, that's beautiful. And I've had an abundance of harvest from this one fig tree that I didn't even know that I would have. So I gave a lot to my mother-in-law, and some of my allotment members took them while I went, and I gave them to my neighbors and friends, sharing as much as I could. But there's been so many coming from this one tree, I would not get rid of it. And I'm actually glad that it was on the plot, because it's just been lovely. So where to go from here? There's Daffy. She's collecting some cherry tomatoes right now from there. We're going to take it home and make something from them. For a quick pick, this is a decent amount already. Look at the chilies. Now this variety, I actually don't know what it is. My allotment neighbor gave it to me, but we're going to check it out if they're any good and spicy or just nice. I'm going to keep the seeds for later. Also, those are the bird's eye chilies, as you can see. They're really good and they're spicy. When I mean spicy, for such a small chili, it packs a punch. We've got our Scotch bonnets here, and I'm so glad to see them growing now. They're getting to a good decent size. I did pick one off and it's not spicy, so I'm gonna wait until they go and change color, and then hopefully they will be spicy. I'll be very disappointed if they're not, and I wouldn't see why that would be an issue. Right now there's loads on there, but they've just not changed color yet. So give them some time and we see what happens. But look at that, lovely plants looking healthy. Nuggets not so much. I hope that you've enjoyed the video and you found it useful. Please take a moment to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Definitely helps with the algorithm and just makes it more motivating to make and create content for you. As always, please let me know how you think I'm doing. I'll be harvesting my potatoes in the next video most likely, so let's see how many we've actually produced. Thanks for watching, catch you on the next one.